Hello, my name is Misty Noble. I teach special education at Jackson Independent School, which is located in Breathitt County, and the name of my project is How to Boost Virtual Student Engagement. I think that we can all agree that the last couple of years have probably been two of the most challenging years ever for teachers due to the pandemic and COVID and just all of the challenges with balancing virtual students with in-person students. And then let's just topple all that off with when you have students with special needs who maybe you have difficulty reaching them. Maybe they're not logging into Google Meets or they're not on the Zoom, meetings with their class or for their therapy sessions or for, their related services. What if they get occupational therapy, physical therapy, SLP services, but they're not actually participating in that, and that's been a challenge for me, as I'm sure it has been a lot of teachers. So that's what I chose to do my project about. How can we boost virtual student engagement in situations that we are in today, as well as to make sure that these kids get the services and related services that they need? Okay, my project basically encompasses 8 things that as teachers we need to remember and also that we can do to make sure that our students are involved and that they're motivated and that we remember all of the things that we need to consider. The first thing is, number one, we need to understand what it's like at home. First of all, do these students have internet access? Do they have the devices they need? What are the work schedules, of the parents like? Is there someone there that can help them? What do they actually need? We have to be open to that and, open and responsive to parents or any of their concerns or, to do anything that we can as far as to help these kids. If they don't have internet, do we need to take paper copies out? What can we do to make the situation at home the best learning environment that we can? The second thing is to have a regular routine but be flexible. I found I can't say, okay, you're going to Zoom with me every day at 8 a.m. That's just what it's going to happen. And if not, then that's just too bad. You're going to miss your services. It is important to try to establish some sort of routine, but if mom or dad aren't available or that they sleep late, whether you want them to or not, you may want to try to do those meetings or meets at a time that is good for parents. It's flexible for them. We have to always, there's lots of things you need to take into consideration. There's work schedules, and I know our schedule is important and our time is important, but you have to kind of be flexible and be ready to work with these families. Next, you have to communicate that with parents and caregivers. If you're only calling or messaging to complain or, little Johnny missed this Zoom meeting or he missed this Google Meet or he didn't do this assignment, then chances are if they're struggling at all, they are going to cut you off and they're not going to respond to your text or your calls or they're not going to answer the door if you do a home visit. You have to establish a good relationship with them. They need to know that you're going to talk to them about the positives as well as the negatives and that you're there to help, not just complain. Also, we have to continue to meet sensory and movement needs. It's really hard for a lot of our kids just to sit, in front of a meet or sit in front of, a therapy session for a long time. Try to incorporate some movement into that. Have them show you around their house if you want to. Ask them questions. Have them show you their favorite toy. Do stuff that excites them but also allows them to move around, to continue to pay attention to you while they're working. You can also offer individual sessions. I have several families who they were worried and scared due, to illnesses or disabilities or the fact that their child won't wear a mask. So, they have doctor statements not to return to school because, that's a risk to them. If it is okay, you can have them come in, offer individual sessions where it's just you and the student one-on-one in a room. There aren't any other children around or any other people or just that therapist. The student is just with the occupational therapist or the student is just with the SLP. You can do things like that, which make, the child in a more safe environment, and it also makes the parents feel better about situations like that. But then you also have to make the kids be accountable. Don't let them have the attitude that it's okay if I participate this week and not the next, or, there has to be sort of and accountability. It's an assignment. It doesn't necessarily have to be a computerized assignment or a written assignment, as long as it's something that they know that they are responsible for. You also have to be patient and understanding. When they're at home and they're in that environment, their learning is based on that environment. If mom works all night and sleeps all day, or, this is going on, or a sibling is sick, or this or that, we have to consider all of those things too. And then the last thing is just don't be discouraged. We can only do the best we can with the restraints that we have. Just always maintain a positive attitude and let the kids know that you're there for them and the parents. And I think that boosting this student virtual engagement will go a whole lot better for everyone.